Why, hello, friends. It's Peter Paul Van Camp here. I hope you can make me out. Hope you can see the rhymester for the trees. I'm here. It's a nice day to be out in the woods. The house is just over there. But even so, nice to be in the out of doors. And let's talk birds today. Now, here's the thing. As you know, I'm a practicing binocularian. I love watching the birds. And I had a request. Actually, I had two requests. I was hoping for as many as three, but I had to settle for two for this piece, and so I'm going to offer it to you. It's a piece which was inspired by a fellow I've never met, but I've heard from frequently in my capacity as the roving field agent and sometime apologist for a group of bird watchers. We call ourselves the INS. That's a peculiar way of stating it, but what it stands for is I'm not sure. Bird Watchers Association. And what we do is we go around with our field glasses, and we try to identify all the birds we see and hear. And if we can't, we feel free to submit a description to the group via our quarterly magazine, which is called. Did anybody see that? And so occasionally we get reports from this fellow named William W. Manypenny. I'm not sure where he lives, but he seems to travel frequently and get himself into situations where he'll see a bird with which he is not at all familiar, and he'll try to identify it. And this is one of verbatim one of his reports which came in, and I think that's all the preamble you need. Remember, though, the question to which he is responding when he says all this is, can you tell us what you saw and what you heard? As William W. Manypenny describes a possible bird. Okay, well, sure. Seems like it was about yay high, maybe yai by yai. Sat still when it quit moving. Sort of ordinary shape, more or less, I guess. Had pretty big eyes. Well, regular size, but something about its head looked different. Maybe it'll come to me. I'm trying to recollect. Might have had a shoulder patch, sort of like a set of sergeant's stripes, or splattered, kind of like it had been plastered in the guest room. As for the rest, thought it showed a little crest. Well, the light was bad, but it seemed to have had. I don't want to say it did, but don't want to say it didn't. Wing bars? Beats me. Eye rings? Look, those are two things I can never pay attention to. Never seem to notice. Like I had a mental block or something. Wonder what that's about. Well, never saw what it ate. Kind of pigeon-toed gait. Oh, I know. It's... Wait, no, it can't be a rail. Not with that tail. Nor any kind of dove. Well, that much I'm sure of. Anyway, almost certain. Now, some call it a beak, but I like to say bill. What this one had was difficult to tell. There was something about it, though, I wish I could remember, because it struck me at the time that it was probably important. It definitely had something noticeable about it. If I can just think of what, we might have our bird. I guess I should probably have written something down, but you know how it is. You try to describe what somebody was wearing last Friday at the dance, but they couldn't keep still, and your glasses got foggy, plus a banjo or some kind of instrument was playing. Might have been a xylophone or what you call it, a saxophone. Hey, it's not that easy. Not everyone can do it. It's pretty much a skill. I mean, it wasn't like a pelican or anything, the bill. Now, as to the song, it went on and on. Well, but not for all that long. Neither here nor there, to be truthful. Voice was nothing much. Kind of went, now I think of it, every which way. Sort of semi-sing-songy type of thing, almost. Like a halfway surprised broken record sort of something or other. Kind of nondescript, but pleasant all the same. And I've heard it before, seems to me, somewhere. in the woods, maybe, or could be at the seashore, or both, or neither, possibly, might have been either, or something fairly close, if I'm any judge. Of course, my ear was never much, and I never knew the calls too well anyhow. Couldn't ever keep them straight. Don't they all sound about the same? But I suspect it was the male, if that's helpful, or the female. Maybe not. Well, that gives you some idea. You know, it dawns on me, I may be mixing up a couple of different birds. Now, this was early last week, and it's been bedlam here since, what with relatives and all. I think they said they were cousins. And they all had fevers, or might have been fits. Anyway, some ailment. Hope it's nothing catching. I'm coming down with something. Now, what am I forgetting? Oh, yes, when it flew, it had to know where it was headed. It was gone like that. Never saw it anymore, and that's unusual for me because I'm fairly painstaking. My father was the same way. Well, I sure would like to figure out what I was looking at. Kind of makes a difference, getting these things right, once the evidence is in. Well, I've always maintained so. Boy, I tell you, if I could only just see it, maybe one more time. And that's where he left us, William W. Manypenny, describing a possible bird. Well, here's a little bonus piece. No one asked for this, but I feel like tacking it on. It's called Man Seeks Bird, Where Bird Has Been. And there's a musical term for this, frustranzo. Frustranzo is a piece of dance music which impishly or otherwise refuses to allow itself to be played. So this is a frustranzo in 4 movements. Here's how it goes. He knew that he heard, was sure that he glimpsed, but all he observed, the trembling twig. In a blink that elapses, his glasses to raise, the vibrating branch is all that remains. Renewed expectation. His breath held, and then the wobbling stem. It teases with him. He has just given up, or pretended to, when, doggone it, you did it again. The quivering sprig. That's a frustranzo for you in 4 movements. Well, that's one request fulfilled, and the 2 of you who asked for this, I hope this is what you hoped for. We're all about hope here today. There's a robin. So, all right, Peter Paul Van Camp, and we'll do this again real soon. Have a grand day out there.